It's the annual time of year where Hines Ward gets snubbed from the Hall of Fame. Was listed as a semifinalist.
SpaghettiOs.
Didn't make it as a finalist for the modern era players.
Yeah.
James Harrison was also a semifinalist. He didn't make it. So I'll list off the 15 finalists. You give me your reaction. Jared Allen, defensive end.
Finalist, I respect it.
Willie Anderson, offensive tackle, Bengals.
Not all the way familiar, but I just trust their judgment on it with offense lineman. With him at least, because like I said, I didn't follow him like that.
I don't trust it. Rondé Barber, defensive back.
Respectable.
Dwight Freeney, defensive end.
Absolutely a finalist. Yeah.
Devin Hester.
He should be first ballot.
Torrey Holt.
Ooh, finalist.
Andre Johnson.
I feel like he needs to be in right now. I'll go first ballot him. Because it's first time for him, right? No, I think is this first or second?
So, hold on. 2016 was his last year with the Titans.
So
now,
this is first. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he'll get in at some point.
I like him going early. I like him now.
Albert Lewis, cornerback, 83 to 93.
Not all the way familiar.
With the Chiefs. Oh, wait. And then he also played for the Raiders from 94 to 90. Excuse me, 98. Darrelle Revis.
First ballot. Put him in.
Joe Thomas.
First ballot. Put him in.
Zach Thomas. Dolphins and Cowboys.
Debatable. Not like Zach, but the Zach argument is the Junior Seau argument.
What's that argument?
Just in the sense of, like, for Zach, I don't know if he's going to, like, I don't know if he's getting in. Unless, like, you know, it didn't go all the way good for him
I feel like he's got a decent case. I was looking at some of his
but,
stuff.
But think about this. Are you taking Zach Thomas or would you take Patrick Willis that's on that same list?
Right.
That's the issues. You see what I mean? Like,
what do they got to pick? They got to pick 7 of these guys?
No, I thought it was 5.
Just 5?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's what I thought it was 5, right? It's not?
I'm not sure. I mean,
they got to trim it down changing it up too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they start throwing in the throwback players and stuff.
Man, like I said, I like Zach a ton though, because Zach, man, he sawed off, he fired him up, and back in the day when I was a Cowboys fan, so I was rocking with that,
1 year.
Oh
wait.
But he was a Dolphin though. He was nice down there. Him it was a Jason Taylor and stuff. So yeah.
DeMarcus Ware.
I love him. He's the one for me where I'm stuck between him and Freeney. Because I feel like him, Freeney, and Allen all should get in at some point. But Freeney and Ware, I feel like Ware, I love the fact that Ware did it at 2 spots too. You know what I mean? Dallas and then went in Denver and then won in Denver. But Freeney, I mean, he just, he's an icon with a spin move. Like, he had a platinum move and it's just like freaky. Whereas DeMarcus, like, he gonna hit you with whatever. But I just think of DeMarcus is just like a freaky, just dope player, size, all that. Whereas Freeney was a little bit shorter, more sawed off. Didn't even look like he had like a build for that. But his get off and that spin move, and you could not stop it. He had them half sleeves on. You look at a lot of my pictures, man, I got them half sleeves on. I was a Freeney type of dude, okay? That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. Dwight Freeney, and then for my OG, Simeon Rice, Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they won the Super Bowl. Absolutely. So that's always been that. So, yeah, bro. I'm stuck between them two dudes. Yeah.
Reggie Wayne?
Oh, God. Because with him and Dre and Holt, I respect him as a finalist. I respect it as a finalist.
Willis?
Patrick Willis, yeah, I feel like he's supposed to be in. Yeah.
Darren Woodson.
He's questionable to me as a finalist. I like him a lot too, but I don't know.
I looked him up. He's actually way better than what I remember.
He was good, yeah.
I started getting into football those early 2000s, and that was on the back end of his career.
Yeah.
But he was on those teams that won the Super Bowls in the 90s.
But that's my issue too. I remember more of the latter versus that part. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd have him as a finalist right now, man. Who else we got up there?
That's it.
That's it.
15.
So, if we had to say right now the 5 that are going to get in, I will go.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go Darrelle Revis, Joe Thomas, Devin Hester, Give me.
Wow, the Hester one's interesting. Like, you're all in.
Give me Patrick Willis, and I will go. I'm stuck on this fifth one. Gosh.
Yeah, if you're only picking 5.
Yeah. Because I'm stuck between Andre Johnson, Dwight Freeney, and DeMarcus Ware for that 5th spot. Because I feel like Hester has to get in, bro. Like, he changed the game, bro. He was an icon. He changed the game, bro. From that position, too.
Listen.
It's unheard of. He weaponized it. He was unheard of. Unheard of, bro.
I mean, there was Dante Hall.
He ain't do it to that extent. He ain't do it to that level, though, bro.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
I think Devin Hester should get in.
Hold on. Before I forget, I'll say my last one. I'll go DeMarcus Ware, Cowboys love. All right.
5 from this group?
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, Joe Thomas and Revis, I feel like are
they're
locked, right?
shoo-ins, yeah.
Man, I was looking up Jared Allen's stats yesterday.
Oh, so you remember when
all 3 of those edge rushers,
Uh-huh.
man.
So you remember when we talked about Debo and we had that conversation and I was like, this is part of that issue. You look at their sack numbers, it's ridiculous. And that's what they want in that hall, like that type of stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, Debo's case to me is still kind of similar to Hines' case when you talk about the most iconic Super Bowl play, talk about the most feared defender during that time.
Those are 3 locks. I'm with you.
So how you feeling, Andre Johnson? You a DeMarcus Ware? Or you a Darren
Hines
Woodson?
and James Harrison should be the last 2.
Okay,
to be
okay.
honest with you.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah, this is tough because I feel like Hines is in.
He's in their class.
The receiver class.
I feel like
of
he's
Holt,
in that class.
Johnson,
Yeah.
all these dudes, but he's got the better like Super Bowl accolades in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
And just it was a different style he played.
Yeah.
We didn't ask him to do what those receivers did just because we had a different offense. We had a rookie Big Ben. We were running the ball.
I always like this dynamic because you speak on it because you feel like Hines was better than those type of dudes. Whereas for me, I wasn't the fan back then. So I love them dudes more than Hines during that time frame. So that's why for me, I don't see it as like off. I'm like, yo, I think they're in the same category, but I think those guys, I would have them slightly ahead of Hines. Because when I think of Hines' postseason success, I say, man, Andre Johnson with the Texans, was he ever going to get that type of opportunity, man? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the stuff where I'm like, I don't want to penalize them for that, but at the same time, that's part of Hines' case also.
Yeah, stepped up in big moments.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like it goes both ways with it, absolutely.
So I still need to stick to this list, though. I'm
Yeah.
getting sidetracked here, talking about Hines and Harrison.
Yeah.
So we could talk about that later. These guys, though. Yeah, Willis Thomas,
That's
Joe Thomas, and Darrelle Revis. I mean, I would say one of these edge rushers, Marcus.
That's why, right.
I don't know.
Coin flip, bro.
I don't know, man.
I said Jared Allen, Dwight Freeney, and DeMarcus Ware.
All 3 should get in.
Me, bro.
All
Coin
3
flip
should get
me.
in.
Like, seriously, yeah.
All 3 should get in.
When you talk to receivers,
yeah.
I'm like, how Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson. I'm like, bro, they should both be in. You talk about who's the other receiver that was up there? Reggie Wayne?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, they should be in.
I think I would go Andre Johnson over Holt and Wayne.
I would because of who the quarterback was.
I think I would.
If you cooking with he had Schaub. He definitely had Schaub. Did he get a car as well?
Early on,
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Yeah. I'm like, man, he went
Not
through
Derek Carr, David Carr.
David Carr,
the older brother. Yeah.
The not so good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went through both of them, man. And he put those type of numbers up on top of that.
It's tough, but
That is
I'm
crazy,
with you.
yeah.
They're all in the same boat. Torrey Holt's got a Super Bowl, correct, with the Rams.
Yeah.
And then
And Reggie got one with the Colts.
Yeah, and both of those were just steady, really good players. I'd go Andre Johnson if I had to pick between those receivers. And then I think Devin Hester should get it. He needs to wait a little bit more, though, in my opinion.
Because he plays special teams?
No, not necessarily that. There was a really detrimental stat that I saw.
As it pertains to him
Devin
in the
Hester.
return game?
No.
Because I'm
just
talking
in general.
he's a return man,
I know it's
bro.
specifically returning.
He's a return man. He's a return man.
I get it. And that's why I do think he should be in the Hall of Fame because I do think he was an innovator from that standpoint. Like, he was with those Bears. Holy hell.
I'm trying
Early
to tell
on in
you
his career.
something. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But there's one. Hold on. I just want to pull this up for you. I need to get your take. Ted Ginn Jr., 15,000 all-purpose yards, 15,742 all-purpose yards. This is from @Barry on here.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Barry McCockiner. 42 career touchdowns, 2 Super Bowl appearances. Devin Hester, 14,455 all-purpose yards, 37 career touchdowns, 1 Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, Ted Ginn plays on offense a lot more. Everybody knows that. Ted Ginn's a deep threat still, man. That's it.
He did some returning too. I mean, listen, I think Devin Hester should be in. I really do, but
because I think of that
it's hard for me. I don't know if Devin Hester should be over Hines though, even
But see, I think
even over those receivers.
But once again, when I think of it like this, right? When you bring up the all-purpose stuff, that's kind of like if I'm talking Patrick Wilson, I'm talking about how many sacks does he have? Did he have a ton of PBUs as well? It's like, man, how many tackles did this man have? He was an inside linebacker. Was he getting tackles, forced fumbles, TFLs, like impact? What was the defense's rank like? You know what I mean? Because that's what he was supposed to be doing. So when I think of Devin, I think exclusively him in the return game, and that is a weapon. I think of how it became where people would not kick in his vicinity. Before that was a cool thing. How people scored touchdowns off of them trying not to kick to him. Like, just the creativity of how to use him as a decoy at times. Like, he did that as special teams, as a return man, and not just in the sense of, like, tackles, because we don't respect tackles. That's why I got, like, Steve Tasker, who is one of the greatest in terms of just getting tackles on special teams, isn't in this conversation. But he actually put points on the board, scored touchdowns, and did it in the Super Bowl as well. One of the most iconic returns. With the lead up and the storyline and all that type of stuff, man. So, yeah, I just think of him just in that sense. I think that he is just as big at his position as any of those receivers, any of those rushers, any of those other people that are up there at their spot. Like, when I think of Hines as a receiver, I'm like, yes, Hines was an elite player. He's in that class. And I think of Devin Hester as a return man, an elite player. He's in that elite class. Like, we don't speak on a ton of elite returners. That's why we say Hester. We say Dante Hall. And then from there, it gets real scarce in terms of Tyreek Hill had a little bit of a run. But even his run wasn't as long or as crazy as Hester's. And that's the other thing when I think of, like, the longevity that went with it, too.
I do think he should get in.
It's the return man element, though. That's the changes everything.
It changes everything. It may become a slippery slope because then it's like, does Matthew Slater get in? Well, I don't think he should get in.
But I don't think Matthew should get in if Steve Tasker isn't in. Matthew was great, but Steve Tasker was way better. But nobody's gonna have that type of conversation unless you're a special teams guy. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like Devin Hester, I say yes because he's the outlier. He was scoring points, and I would classify points on special teams. And not just field goals either. Like, you're putting 6 up. I look at that and I say, yes, that is Hall of Fame to that level. Because it's hard for me to make a case for any other elite special teams cover guy, Matthew Slater, or whether it was a Kasim Osgood, whether it's any of these other guys that have played during this generation. Or even now, granted, I'm not putting those guys in Hall of Fame categories, but just in the sense of, like, impact special team players that make ton of tackles, Pro Bowls, All Pros, money, and all that type of stuff. It just doesn't hit the same to me. But when you're talking about a return man that was doing that for as long as he did, that does hold a little bit more weight. I look at that kind of like I look at Sebastian Janikowski. When Seabass retires, I'm like, that's a Hall of Famer. When Adam Vinatieri retires, I'm like, that's a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like, I think of those type of dudes, and Devin to me is in that type of space.